Hello, everyone. As you can see up here, it's kind of got blue skies right now. The storm was storming yesterday. We're supposed to get a little bit more rain today. They said if we get some more rain today, we'll probably meet our yearly amount of rain amounts coming down by the 7th today. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. Scratch that. They said by early February we will have met our goal, or not a goal, but our normal rainfall for the entire year will be met that early, with 10 months to go. So we filled all of our reservoirs. They built a new reservoir. I think they said last year. They built it last year. It was completed, I guess, right before the beginning of this year, and it's completely full and cresting to the top. So that's good, I guess. The rest of the rain we couldn't use went out to the ocean. So people, please don't throw stuff in the gutters. Don't throw stuff in the sewer drains. Don't. That's really bad. Remember, whatever you throw in there, it goes to the ocean. So we don't want to do that. But anyway, we've had a lot of rain. More rain, they said, in one day. I can't remember what it was. Like in one day, we got more rain than we would get in, I don't know, close to what we'd get in an entire year. So a lot of rain. We had rained, I guess, since Sunday. So I don't want to say what day it is. So it rained since Sunday. We've had a lot of rain. But this video right here will be something that's been asked of me many times, probably from the beginning of when I first came out with the channel, before I had the channel. The reason I made the channel is everybody was saying to me, David, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. People that knew me, some people, I was out walking my dog, and they go, is David okay? And I go, what? They thought I was my own younger brother because I lost so much weight. I don't have a younger brother. But they thought that since I lost so much weight, the doctors were telling me, David, are you starving yourself? All this kind of stuff. So everybody was very interested in what I did and how I did it, and for me, if I would tell them so they could copy it and do exactly the same thing. They basically wanted, like, for me to tell them two things: what did I eat, and what I exercised, and what pills was I taking for the rapid weight loss. The weight loss wasn't really that rapid. It was kind of yo-yoing. I did lose more weight when I got out of the hospital the last time because I had the threat of losing my leg. I knew I had to lose some weight because when you have diabetes and all that, your vascular health is not going to be as good probably as someone that doesn't have diabetes. So the blood flow through your veins, you need it to work. You don't want to impede that with foods that might be harmful. So this video is, if it's good for me, is it good for you? Is it good for me? Is it good for you? People said, David, just tell me what to do. What do I do? And I can't do that. So that's before I even started this series. I'm not the series, before I started the channel even. I cannot tell you what to do. So with that being said, let me tell you some of the things I do. Maybe they're good for you, maybe they're not. Maybe you do things that are different than me. But recently, the same person that told me, David, just tell me, why don't you just make 2 videos? Number 1, do this. Number 2, do this. And that's it. Well, because it's not that easy. A lot of the stuff that has to do is you have to determine why are you doing it. If you're overeating, if you have an eating disorder, if you are addicted to a large amount of food, do you binge eat? You have to find out what's going on with that. Why do you, if comfort food is comforting to you because you like eating it and it's warm and it reminds you of when you were a kid and you come home and there'd be a fire in the fireplace and you'd be in the rain and you'd eat 2 grilled cheese sandwiches and had some very high in carbs, high in calories, perhaps. Maybe I like roast beef sandwiches, hot roast beef, or hot, and turkey too, like hot roast beef, hot turkey. I like things with like pastrami sandwiches and stuff, but that's a lot of bread. So a lot of times I can eat maybe the meat, but I can't eat the bread. For example, I'm going to a meeting tonight at 6 p.m. and it's right next door to Arby's. Well, Arby's will have some kind of a special that's going to involve curly fries or the regular fries and bread on the meat. So for me, I just would really need, if I could want something, would be a sandwich minus the bun, and I probably can't have Arby's sauce on it. If I do, it'd be a treat. We don't have any Arby's out here anymore. We used to have 3 Arby's. We have no Arby's now where I live. in my area. So yeah, so there I had to modify. So a lot of people say, David, just tell me what to do. So for me, what I had to do is I had to figure out, number one, what was going on with me. Why am I doing this? I had to determine the motivation, the willpower to lose the weight. Why do I want to lose weight? You know, if you look at America, I was telling my friend the other day, when I was a kid, if I saw a man at 300 pounds, I was like, wow, look how fat that guy is. That guy's huge. Now, on a daily basis, I'll see 8 women that are well over 350. I mean, I today, when I was out earlier, I saw a woman had to be 425, you know, and she wasn't tall. So when I was young, people were not as heavy. There's that you can search it on Facebook. People online to see Star Wars, they'll say, and there's not a fat one among them, because they're all, no one was really fat. So we're fat now. We're Americans. I don't know where you might be watching in another country. Are they fat there too? I don't know. So I determine why do I have these problems? Now that's something we both probably have to do. We have to determine, why do we have a problem? What is the problem? And do I want to do something about it? Not necessarily what am I going to do about it, but do I want to do anything about it? That's the motivational side. That's the up here in the top of the old noodle, in the coconut, in the melon, or whatever. That's what you got to come up with. That's the mindfulness type stuff. What do I do? So you have to determine that, and I had to determine that. We have to determine that different ways. So that's gonna be, we both probably have to do that. We'll do a little different. Now, when it comes to our health, I mean, why we're doing this situation. Like for me, my health is based mostly on movement, and when it comes to exercise, and diet, low carb, and a little bit of low calorie, lower calories. I don't want to put that weight back on, but mine is basically based on carbs and based on movement. So for me, I don't go to the gym and just lift weights. I don't sit on a stationary bike and just ride. I get out and I walk. After it was approved by my doctor. So first, as I always say in this thing, get it approved by your doctor. Who can tell you that it's okay? You may want to do things, but they may say no. So for me, the big thing was to control my diet, check my labs, manage my medicines. And so if you go back, I'll do it this way. Let's see. Pointing there is to it's gonna be the right. Yeah, go back that way. I think that's back. Go back. Back. I don't know. Okay, yeah, go back. If you go back, you'll see playlists of some of the things I've done. But yeah, so you'll see my supplements. I try to take more supplements than I take pharmaceuticals, because to me, I think it's healthier. That might not be true for you. So you have to figure out what conditions do you have. Now, a lot of us will probably be diabetic. If you're very overweight, you'll probably be diabetic, have high blood pressure. Those are the kind of things, maybe high cholesterol. I basically had all of those things. So I've brought those numbers way down. I checked my lab work. I brought my weight down, but I'm not there yet. I'm not doing perfect. You're doing perfect, David. No, that's not true. So for me, I had a problem with my foot. Which there's videos back there. I had to control that. I made my own neuropathy cure. For me, it's a cure. For you, it might just be some relief. I'm sorry, I'm slobbering. If you do have neuropathy, if you watch video number 4 in the first series, if basically you just click on my channel, click popular, it's gonna pop up. That's one of my most popular videos. It's video number 4. It's known as number 4, and that's a neuropathy cure that I came up with myself. I figured out, why do people have neuropathy? Why do I have neuropathy? What can I take to stop having the pain, the tingling, and all that? Because if I hurt in my legs, especially in my feet and my legs, I'm probably not going to want to go out to walk. So that was for me. Now that might be different from you. You may not have diabetes. You may not have high blood pressure. I can't eat a lot of the menu items you'll see, the menus I do, you'll see where I say I can't eat. I can physically eat, but I have to avoid things like, I don't like rice, so that's good. I have to avoid rice, breads, all breads I have to avoid, but if I do eat any bread, it should be a good whole wheat, hearty bread, if I was to do that, because I want to have the health advantages of that. So for carbs, it's now getting dark. Sorry, nothing to do with the light. That's natural light. So now, so if it's breads, it has that. So sugars, you gotta get rid of sugars. There's sugar and everything. One lady the other day was arguing with me, not arguing, but saying to me, I don't see why you say not to eat ketchup. It's just tomato. No, a tomato is just tomato. Tomato sauce. They may put some olive oil in there, or something to make it more. So if you have crushed pieces of tomato, that's just tomato. Look at how much sugar is in ketchup. Sometimes I'll have sugar, molasses, and brown sugar. White sugar, molasses. That's terrible for me. For you, ketchup might be great. So I can have mustard, though. I can have mustard. If I get a burger, I do have to get rid of that bun. Hopefully they can lettuce wrap. Some places don't have shredded lettuce. If you go to Chili's, for example, they can't lettuce wrap because they don't have whole pieces of lettuce, leaves of lettuce to wrap the burger. So when I went to Chili's with my friend, I had to get it with no bun and no lettuce. And so I got pretty hungry. The patties are pretty small. So I got a salad and that. And as I was done, I go, man, I'm kind of hungry. And she ate their food too, and she goes, man, I'm hungry too, because the quantities have gotten smaller. The way that's thing called shrinkflation, I guess. All the stuff is smaller. Someone was eating the chicken strips over at Popeyes, and they used to be like this big, and now they're that big, and they're more expensive. So there's a lot of shrinkflation and inflation. Whatever you believe in the next election, we'll see what happens. Does it get better? Does it get worse? Is it going to be the same? I don't know. But for me, I can't do that. So maybe you can have ketchup. Maybe you can have sugar. But what I want to say now is please stick to whatever program you're on and work with it and work with your doctor. Hey, this isn't really working. And so how many steps did you get? The doctor maybe tells you get 10,000 steps 6 days a week. Get at least 60,000 steps. And well, on Monday I got 3,000. On Tuesday I was in meetings all day. I probably got about 1,500. On Wednesday I got 4,000. But now, any one of the days did you hit the 10,000, and over the 6 days, maybe you're, instead of at 60,000, maybe you're at 22,000. So that may be the reason why. So instead of focusing maybe so much on the scale, you got to talk to your doctor, but instead of focusing on the scale and how many inches around your tum-tum is and what you look like in a bikini, maybe focus on your labs and your physical health, your physical and mental health. When I get out and walk, I feel good. I feel good. When I'm out walking, people say, hey, how you doing? I know the people on the trail. I don't know their names. I know they have a fluffy dog, and I think the dog's name is Fifi. And this person, they have a boa constrictor, and because they saw on my videos on here that I had a bearded dragon, and they talked about reptiles as we walked. So hydrate, walk, watch my diet. That's what I do. But it may not, if it's good for me, it may not be good for you. So you got to talk to your doctor. Someone said that we're just going to go through my videos and write down, what I eat. We have parrots flying over. What they want to do is just write down what I, like if I make one that's a couple of hot dogs, it's a low carb meal. You go back there for some. Go back that way, or is it that way? Go back and you'll see a playlist of low carb meals I make. And sometimes it's just a quesadilla. I get, some low carb tortilla, put some cheese on there, maybe put some chicken pieces and close it up and make it. I don't put any sauce, nothing else on there. No sugar, nothing that has any kind of a sugar, but you gotta watch this kind of things. The labels, read those labels because it could be quantities and ingredients that contain sugar. And if it contains sugar, it's probably high in cholesterol, high in carbs, and high in calories. So a lot of these other diets, like some of these Atkins diets, they say basically just eat meat and some salads. Well, that's great. Now, when the Atkins diet first came out, when I knew people that were on it, it was basically just eat meat, and a lot of them had problems with cholesterol. Their blood pressure went up, their cholesterol went up, and the doctors told them not to do it. So you got to ask your doctor, what do you got to do? And you got to listen to the doctor. Ask questions. I go in the doctor. I'll have a list of questions. What I used to do is I have a little folded up piece of paper I put in my wallet, and if I think of something, oh wait, I need to ask the doctor, and I'd write it down. Now I'm a little bit more consistent, so I can remember the couple things I want to ask her. One is about getting more supplies for treating my foot. So if I do go on a long walk and I hurt my foot, I can immediately treat my foot. Now don't treat it like, hey, good foot for being hurt, but I can put the ointment on there, and the gauze. They have these little things they have. It's made by Cutty, Quuty, and I can show it in another video. But it's these little, you cut them, and they have petroleum jelly, and then you put the ointment on there, and then you put it on there, and it really, really sticks to the wound. The good stuff, not the adhesive sticks to the wound, but the ointments where it will stick to the wound, and then you wrap it from there, and then it comes right off. And so it's pretty neat. They gave that to me when I had the problem. If you go back there, you'll see I almost lost my leg. So if it's good for me, is it good for you? Not necessarily. So please, people out there, the one person that's watching, the two people that's watching, or maybe three, this video may get a lot of views later. Currently, my videos are not getting very many views. I don't know what's going on. Just people are less interested in some of the things I'm talking about, I guess. But this is important. If it works for me, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. If it works for you, doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for me. Also, we may be, some people are saying there's 45 different genders, but I'm old school. I still think it's men and women. So you might be a woman and you might have different needs than I do. Now, I do take one medication that is for women's menstrual cycle. I take that because it helps with blood flow, and it's very important to me to have good blood flow. It's good for a woman that menstruates to have a good blood flow, and so we're right on the same page on that. But you would think he will never use that. That's for women's periods. So so I take that. So this is all about, if it's good for me, is it good for you? I don't know. You gotta ask your doctor. Gotta ask your doctor. Pharmacist, you can go online. There's different organizations, American Diabetes, there's the American Heart Association. There's all kinds of different websites you can get information from, WebMD, all those. You can get information, but check with your doctor, because it might work perfect. If you look on the commercial, you need to take Jardiance and dance around like a heavy-set woman, and you'll be just fine. Well, I don't want to take Jardiance. I don't want to be a heavy-set woman. I don't want to wear a blue dress or a yellow dress, or now they have a new one, a white one. They got rid of I think they said they got rid of the Hispanic one, because she was so heavy, they were saying. And she is a movie star, so they're trying to, I guess they put it glorifying. Even though you're fat, you can sing and dance, and you can be, because you can see her doing a wardrobe change. So she's obviously, they're trying to show that she's somewhat of a successful actor or actress, if you're still allowed to say actress. If I was a lead in that and I was dancing around like that, and that's big money. That's a big money campaign. So she is someone that makes it. Now they changed it to a lady who works in an office, and she orders three lunches for people, or 3 or 4 lunches, and the rest of the office gets nothing when they delivery of the food. It's ridiculous. This commercial is ridiculous. But there's Jardiance, you just take that, or Ozempic, just take Ozempic. But no, that's not really what I want to do. And now, I don't know if you've seen it, but they have Ozempic face, where people's faces are just falling in. The ones that are taking it only for, it's not monitored, and they're only taking it for weight loss, because it's not a weight loss drug, it's a diabetes drug. So if my doctor put me on that drug for diabetes, is one thing. But if I just go out there and find a way to get Ozempic and take it illegally or it's a prescription drug, I guess, then they're finding they're having this effect. So it's called, I think it's called Ozempic face. It hollows out their face, and it kind of looks like that is a Picasso, where that one where he's screaming, the face, that kind of thing. So anyway, subscribe. I'm gonna point this way, so it should be pointing over I'm pointing now to the left, so it should be pointing over there to the right. Over there, so if I go this way, that's back. That goes back to the playlist. So this playlist here, subscribe. Please subscribe, like, share, and let's all get healthy from the top of our head to the bottom of our toes, the bottom of our feet. From our top of our head, I always say toes because I almost lost my toe. From the top of our head to the bottom of our feet. Let's stay healthy, everybody. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.